Phillips County Convention and Visitors Bureau, Ron Juneman at Family Eye Care, Amber Wave, American Family Insurance, Farmers National Bank, Phillips County Health Systems, Phillips County Community Foundation, Phillipsburg Chamber and Main Street, Trinity Ag LLC. And now, here's Tad Feltz.
And on a cold morning, it's a Thursday morning, no school tomorrow here. So today it'd been kind of nice to sleep in, I think. Anyway, 2 degrees, you said minus 20 wind chill this morning? Wow.
It was very cold.
Anyway, time for the Tadpoll. We're going to talk with Tami Sauer first of the Chamber, also Main Street, and then Shari Bus, Hanson Museums and things. They have a outstanding new exhibit coming down there. We'll talk with that, and they just finished with the high school artwork down there, which is an amazing display. Cindy Walker, Phillips County Extension will be in to talk about some things, and then Denice Rahjes, the Lenten soup grab and goes start today. That's at the Community Church of God, and we'll be talking about that. And as time permits, we'll let you know what's happening in sports, because wrestling, I mentioned today, Bella Kazee will be going for a medal. She's got a medal, the first medalist from Phillipsburg. She's in the consolation bracket. Highest she can get is third, but congratulations to Bella. I hope that she does well today in the girls wrestling, and the boys starts tomorrow. We'll look at all that coming up. Anyway, let's talk about what's happening with the Chamber. And you know, it seems like you're busy all the time, all kinds of things going on there.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
So what's on the agenda?
Okay, so first of all, last night we had our meeting and we voted on all the barn quilts that will go up around town in May. So I have to notify the artists today. So we'll have 25 barn quilts up for auction this fall. So that is exciting. And then we have the mystery dinner coming up at the Hanson Museum, and that will be March 11th. That sold out in 3 days.
I got tickets. I got it on the second day. I got two tickets.
Yeah, it was crazy. It went last year. It took a week, and this year it took 3 days. So yep. So we're looking.
Well, they had a good time last year, and I guess there's going to be some dancing. This is a
disco theme.
Disco
so
theme.
Is a
Well, disco.
Yes.
That kind of
yes.
stuff. Okay.
Yes. So bring your dancing shoes and
Wow.
Yep. So
John Travolta isn't coming back by any chance, is he?
There is a character who is similar to John Travolta.
Okay.
We've got a character that's similar to Elvis.
Wow.
And we have a character similar to James Bond. So
James Bond, wow.
And one similar to Christy Brinkley. I mean, there's yeah. So it'll be a lot of fun.
Did you like the James Bond movies?
My dad did.
I did.
So I watched a lot of them because I was probably a little too young to be watching them. But yes, I grew up on.
Oh yeah, I like James Bond.
James Bond and Star Trek and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So that's coming up. But the tickets are. There's a waiting list on that, I understand.
Yes. If you're interested, you can get put on the waiting list, and then because usually with illnesses and things like that, you usually have some sort of cancellation.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
All right. So now let's go back to barn quilts a little bit. What happens then? Now, what do we do with the barn quilts that were voted on last night and everything?
Yes, our CVB committee came together and we voted on them. And so we had, what did we have? 33 submissions.
Wow.
And 15 artists.
Wow.
So some of them are the FCCLA students.
Oh, okay.
So
So what do you do with these quilts now? I mean,
so we provide the supplies for the artists, and then they'll paint them, and then they have to return them by May 1st, and then we'll put them out on the planters all around Phillipsburg, and then each artist gets to choose a local charity that they want the money to go to.
Okay.
So
Wow. That's great. That's a great thing. Every year, as I mentioned before, you got a comment. This month's Hanson magazine has a whole lot in there about barn quilts.
I had heard that. I have not seen it
Yeah,
yet.
I mean, they have a lot of barn
I
quilts.
heard that. I think the focus was on Stockton and
right,
their
yeah.
wall, what they're doing and everything. But yeah, nobody nobody got a hold of us about ours. But
Well,
that's
they go around, they try to get everywhere in Northwest Canada, you know, they're trying to get, yeah, but they were Stockton. Okay, then what's the next in? Is that the photography?
yes, at the end of March, we'll have the prairie chicken photography workshop. So yes,
so
and that's on March 24th and 25th.
Okay.
$25. We have the workshop. We'll have the night before we'll meet and we learn about the prairie chickens and we learn about Kerwin Refuge. And then Saturday morning, before the sun is up, they go out in blinds and then they get to shoot the prairie
So
chicken.
we hope it's not 2 degrees, you know.
I don't know. I think, from what I understand, the blind, they have heaters in the
Well,
blinds
sure,
and
right,
stuff.
yeah,
so
yeah.
I think they stay somewhat
You're going to be
warm.
there a long time. It's going to be
Yeah.
nice to have heaters in there. So, and this is done out in Kerwin, right?
Yes, it's at their visitor center is where we meet the night before, and then the land is actually on private land.
Okay,
So we have permission to go to this.
And the
pasture.
reason why you do it then, that's when they're out doing all their moving
Yes,
and all that stuff.
it's their mating season, so they make interesting noises. Booming, I believe, is what they call
booming,
it,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and then.
And of course the males try to show off all their
and then they compete with each other.
Yeah. Okay, so and that's getting so. And how much? That's $25. If someone wants to do that, what? There's no age group on. I mean, anyone who wants.
No, it can be. I mean, if a 4-H'er wants to come in and try it, they can do that. We have. There's only room for 10 though.
Okay.
So we already have 3 signed up. 2 from Missouri, and then I haven't gotten the other ones. She's just contacted me, but I haven't gotten where she's.
And who instructs it? Who's
Tony Ifland is the one who gives out the information.
takes them out, and that's who you should see, or contact you if they want to do it.
Yes.
Contact you. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, wow.
Yeah, they can call
that's
our
great.
office.
All right. That's a Friday night and a Saturday, is it? Or, okay.
Yeah.
Well, so a student, high school or college student can do it too. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what else is happening?
Then in April we'll have the egg hunt, and then we'll have girls' night out also. So yeah, it just seems like we get a nice little break in January and part of February, and then there it goes. So yeah.
Well, you know, the chamber and the Convention Visitor Bureau, are you together? How's that?
We're
right?
in the same office, but we are separate.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, we're separate offices in the same office.
Okay, so you're on the south side and Angie's on the north side.
And Angie is the director of both, and I am the assistant for both.
Okay.
So
So you just keep things.
Yeah,
Let's
so-
keep you busy. So.
it does.
Yeah.
It really does.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you get involved in doing something like that?
For my position,
Yeah.
Angie just asked. So yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what I say.
It's very interesting. It's very fun. The tourism side of it is very fun. So, and then the chamber is about networking all the businesses, the members together. So, yeah.
I was out of town. I missed the annual banquet. That was really a success too, wasn't it? It
That
always
is,
is. That's
yeah.
always a
That's a fun evening as well. Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, nothing else. It just,
How about the community garden?
oh, that's right.
And that's not chamber or CVB. That is a separate group, but we are going to have a seed swap this Saturday at the annex, the extension annex. So yes,
Really?
from 9
Seed
to
swap? You
noon.
bring your.
Yes, well, you can bring your seeds in, or if you just want to come in and take some of our seeds, because we're kind of a group that likes to collect seeds. So yes.
Really?
Yes.
That's
yeah.
amazing. I didn't know that. You know, I thought you had to go to get the little envelopes at the store. You know, and tell good tells, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's how I used to do it. I
Yeah.
didn't ever do this. I wasn't a gardener, very good gardener. I didn't do a very good job of that.
Yeah.
I wish I could, because I liked. There's nothing like homegrown tomatoes. It's the best
Oh
in the
man,
world.
yeah. Anything homegrown. I always try to challenge myself each year and grow something new, and I'm always surprised at how much better it tastes straight from the garden compared to the grocery store.
Right. Yeah, sure,
So,
that's for sure.
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, we have, on Saturday, you can also sign up for garden plots to rent.
Okay.
So our area is going to be north of the water tower. Is where
Okay.
we're going to have the community garden. The city
Okay.
is letting us use
Is that the
their
first
land.
time you've had a community garden? Or have you had it
Yes,
before?
it's brand new.
Those are great.
Yep.
A lot of communities have that, you know.
Yes, So if you don't have room, if you'd like to have a garden and don't have room, or even if you just want to try gardening without having to tear up your own yard, then you can do this. We'll have raised beds and we'll also have in-ground beds.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
And they have water, obviously you have water
We're
there.
going to trench water in this
Okay.
spring, and
Wow.
so, yeah, well, I mean, as soon as the ground gets warm
Sure.
enough, yeah, we'll go in there and
Okay.
we're going to trench that all in.
Okay,
And
wow.
yeah,
That's great.
yeah, and we're going to
Okay.
have, hopefully have workshops and lessons and things like that.
And that's this Saturday?
That is this Saturday
Okay.
from
at-
9 to
at
noon.
the extension, and I'll be talking with Cindy later from the extension, but she might want to mention that too. She's coming and talk about. Okay, so at what time is it then?
9 to noon.
9 to noon. Just
9
bring your.
a.m. to noon.
If you don't have, you want to try some seeds or just try
Right.
it.
Or
Okay.
even if you just want to find out,
Sure.
anything about it, just stop in and see us. So,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. Just very easy. Just go in up the steps and they even have candy sometimes in the bowl of candy. Okay. Thank you, Tami. We appreciate. Did you cover everything you want to talk about this morning?
I think so.
Okay, you're so busy there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll come back and Shari Buss is scheduled to talk with us next about Hanson after we take this break.
In our area, ranching and farming are more than just jobs. They represent family traditions and a way of life. They are an essential part of our community. At First National Bank and Trust, community is what matters most. From agriculture to education, we support those who make our community one to be proud of and a place to call home. First National Bank and Trust, where community matters most.
We're here for you.
Farmers and Ranchers Outlet is a locally owned and operated business in Phillipsburg, Kansas. As farmers and ranchers ourselves, we continually put our products to the test. We provide a variety of products including roping supplies, horse tack, mineral blocks and feed, healthcare items for your animals, and of course, we have all the apparel you need to get the job done and look good while you're doing it. Stop by our store on Highway 183 or shop with us online at farmersranchersoutlet.com.
The experienced and professional team at Coombs Trucking takes pride in providing the most efficient and reliable service to our customers. From hauling to towing, our fleet of quality trucks and drivers continue to deliver safely and on time. Our team is also proud to support your team. We're here for our Little Leaguers, area high school teams, and more. Coombs Trucking enjoys giving back to the community that has been so important to us for over 50 years.
We all make bad choices. Your insurance carrier doesn't have to be one of them. Make a choice you won't regret. The foremost choice.
Are you wrestling with your financial situation? Let First National Bank and Trust help you take down the stress that comes with managing your money. First National Bank and Trust is here for our area athletes, here for our farmers, here for our business owners, here for our families, and
We're here for you.
And Shari Buss was with us this morning. Was it cold coming over from Logan this morning?
Just a little bit, yeah.
Well, I'm sure glad vehicles have heaters.
Amen.
Yeah. My first car was a 34 Ford. Did not have a heater in it.
Oh.
And I mean, if we would go somewhere in the winter, like at one time we went to Hutchinson, we would stop at every town and go in and warm up, and
Get a little coffee.
Yeah, get about 50 cents worth of gas, and then go on the next. Yeah, no.
That would have been miserable.
Oh, terrible. Yeah, but then I had one put in, and they had a gas kind of, it never did work. Okay, so let's talk about what's happening at Hanson.
Well, we're right in the middle of changing exhibits. We had just finished high school art, which was extraordinary as always.
It's amazing.
We had like the best turned out at the preview that we've had in years.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, we had to get out like probably 25 more chairs.
Really?
We set up for
Yeah.
36, and
Sure.
it was great. And we just had some really great talent. Norton had very strong art program this year. So
I heard
really,
about that.
really great talent there. A couple of young ladies that really just shine and just really excellent skills.
What I liked about it, it's an interpretation by the students. It's amazing, all the different, they're just, they aren't even 20 yet, but they have an idea of a lot of things.
And a lot of them have some really strong passions about some
Sure.
of their beliefs at this point in time, and they're not afraid to share them, which you really hope they carry that over and mature that into a way to really, have a voice and make a difference for the things they believe in.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, now, what's your new
Now we're
exhibit?
putting up, it's called the Hand Stitch World, the Cartography of Quilts, and it's a group of old quilts, very old quilts that are toured through international arts and artists, and they come from the American Folk Museum in New York.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah.
so they're really incredibly rich with history. They're likening quilts to maps and talking about how quilts can be, like reminiscent of the quilters' lives or periods in history, and they just, that's why it's called the Cartography of Quilts, and it's really going to be a great exhibit. We're in the process of getting it hung. We have had a few setbacks this week of getting them up.
I heard about it from the standpoint of somebody who works there was about, they're big. I mean, a big display area. Is that what the problem?
One of them is it's a quilt made of wooden blocks.
Yeah.
And it was quite heavy, and we have worked with international arts and artists just one other time, but we've never worked with American Folk Museum, and so they wanted to observe us putting this particular piece up. It had a little bit of damage at this last place of display,
Sure, yeah.
and so they were a little concerned about that and needed a conservator to check it out. And so there was just a lot of little things that had to be done, and so it was very heavy, and it took 4 people to position, and it's 2 pieces, and they want it to butt exactly up together, and
Wow.
it was just kind of a complicated situation, and we could only go forward when they were able to be on Zoom with us. So thank God for technology. So,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
we
wow.
finally got it affixed, and everything's up, and now we can get the rest of it hung up, which will be easy peasy comparatively. So.
So this wooden blocks.
Yeah, it's a bunch of different shaped
I don't know.
wooden
I
blocks.
think of a quilt as something on the bed.
Yeah, and the majority of them are.
Sure,
And they're exquisite. This one called American Soldier has the most fine little felt pieces cut out and layered, and it makes it have like a floral effect, but it's not as feminine as you would think. It's very masculine in nature, and it is completely enclosed in a plexi case. So you think quilt's light. Some of them are really heavy,
Sure, right, yeah.
and we're excited to get the rest of it up. Got the hard thing out of the way. Now we'll move on to the easier pieces.
Okay, so what else is happening now?
Well, we have the mystery dinner coming up,
Okay.
which is sold out. However, if you are interested, call and leave a name, and we'll put you on a waiting list. You never know.
I talked with Tami a little bit about that, since they're kind of involved and about if you have a John Travolta look-alike maybe, and an Elvis look-alike maybe.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Last year was great fun.
Yeah.
March 14th, Anna Strimmer is going to be back to do a class on scones, which we did have last year, but it was super popular, and I would encourage anybody to come and take that class. I took it last year, and I will take it again this year, because for $25 you get the practice making scones, and you walk away with a dozen, I think it's a dozen savory scones and a dozen sweet scones, or it depends on the size you make, and they are awesome to put in the freezer and then just pull out and bake. And so it's like you have home-baked fresh scones that you can impress your guests with or your family, and at the, it takes like, I think, 12 minutes or something like that, and it's awesome, and they're delicious.
How did the Valentine decorating go? Valentine decorating.
Yeah,
How did that go?
it went really, really well. Anna, of course, always does a good job. It was a little bit of a smaller class. I think she had 7 participants, but we also had a big town hall meeting in Logan that night. So, you know, that's a great time too. If we do that again in the holidays time, it's a great way to have fun with your family because it's one class where one registrant group gets a whole dozen cookies. So you could bring 2 kids with you and you could each decorate 3 or 4 cookies and it'd be a good time. You'll learn a lot of great skills with Anna as always. And then I am super excited I can finally talk about this because we've been in negotiations. In the 1st of July, we are going to have Sean Kinney's animal superpowers on display. And if you've never heard of Sean Kinney, he is an artist who works with Lego bricks. He used to work exclusively with Lego, but now he's on his own. And we are so pumped because it's a big deal. It's coming to us from the LA area, and we're going to be one of the few places where anybody could see it for free. And they are incredible. We are forging a new relationship with a company out of Atlanta, Georgia called Imagination Exhibitions, and they do some really great things. And look him up. You'll be impressed. Sean Kinney, and he does, like, one of them is like a 8-foot panda bear. Out of little Lego bricks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, and it covers all of those great teacher high points. You know, it's a STEM exhibition, and so we're super pumped about that. That'll start July 1st and go through Labor Day, and so hopefully we'll get a lot of day tripping family vacationers. It's going to take both galleries, our community room and our main gallery. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be like they're moving in, like 3 or 4 trucks are going to pull in, and they're going to come and do all the installations, and they even do the building of the pedestals. They make it, you know, fit your space, and it's great. We're really excited to the other exhibitions that we can get from them, and we're hoping to be able to host like one a year. They have some really high quality, great exhibitions that are be fun for the whole family. And so mark your calendars for that. And then before that, but I just was so excited I couldn't wait to tell you that, in April, it's Palm Sunday, is that April 4th? I can't remember. We're going to have our annual meeting. And board member Deb Berg has a connection with a fellow who is an incredible pianist, but he's fun. They call him Crazy Fingers, and he does a lot of great fun things.
Wow, so he'll be the entertainment.
And he'll be the entertainment for the annual meeting. And so, gosh, I should have looked at my calendar.
I've got
You got it right here.
Right there.
I don't know if it's in this quarter, though. I think it's
maybe not. Okay.
April 4th. It's Palm Sunday, if I'm right. And we're super excited about that. That'll be Sunday afternoon.
And I always enjoy that. That's one of my favorite things to do every year.
It's April 2nd. I was 2 days off. April 2nd. So that'll be a lot of fun. Of course, we'll have some great refreshments. But Deb and Christy say he's just a card, but he's incredibly talented, a real true entertainer. Super excited about that.
Yeah. You mentioned Legos. I was too old for like, when I was growing up, we had Tinker Toys and chemistry sets and erector sets. That's what we had.
Did you have Lincoln Logs?
Had Lincoln Logs.
Lincoln Logs,
Logs.
yeah.
Those were the 4 things we had. And then, you know, all the other stuff came along. I don't even know if they have Tinker Toys anymore. You know what Tinker Toys were?
Yes, I do know what Tinker
The
Toys
round
were.
things,
Yep.
you stick the things.
And I do believe they still have them. And I know we got a set of Lincoln Logs for our grandkids.
Yeah.
Vaguely remember playing with them. They're a lot harder to put something together than Legos. They don't have the neat little connectors, you know. But Legos have advanced since I was young. Like you can get these kits and make people and things like that. And in our negotiations with Imagine's exhibitions, when they were talking about Sean Kinney, but he, you know, the average person can't go to Lego and say, I want 15 million white Lego bricks or whatever, but he can do that. He has that kind of relationship with them. And so it's kind of just interesting. I'm so excited to see it in real life. Yeah.
The Mall of America has a big area there with Legos. It's made out of Legos. The Mall of America. I guess that was a long time ago. I guess they're still there, but no, it's amazing. You know, the Legos, how you can do all kinds of things with them. Oh, what else? Anything else? Oh, I was telling Tami that the latest Hanson. Is this a quarterly? The quarterly?
Yes, I think it comes out quarterly. The magazine
they have a
for
big
the
thing
foundation.
There on quilts. around barn quilts.
In stock.
They'll be in stock. They have a big story on that.
Yeah, we hope to have a barn quilt class this summer. Jessie Wyrill always teaches them for us, and it's just hard for her to plan a year in advance when we put out our looking into or anything like that. So we do hope to have her back this year to teach us a barn quilt class. Yes, the display in Stockton is very nice. Those always, they look really good when they go up. Yeah.
Right. And a lot of towns have them now.
Yeah.
Some people do. Okay. Anything else in here that the art? Let's go back to art show a little bit. How many schools did you have this year? You remember?
We had 8, I believe, and then we might have had a late cancellation, but I think we ended up. We had Norton, Trigo, Hill City. No, Hill City canceled.
Okay.
Hill City had to cancel. Phillipsburg, TMP Marion, Cornerstone Classical, which is a private school in Salina area.
Smith Center.
Smith Center, Pike Valley, and Republic County.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so great.
That's
they traveled far too for coming back for the preview. So one thing that I felt really bad is there was only two girls from the Cornerstone Classical School, because they're a small private school.
Yeah.
And they came for the preview, and they got there about 3:15 or something, so they missed the presentation. So next year we will push it back so they can get there. It's really, they get to church, you can get on the road. It's a little hard to make it there by 2.
Okay. So, well, I'm looking forward to the mystery. It's the disco thing. I'm looking forward to that. And someone said if Steve's being successful, you might have more than one a year. Have you heard that?
Oh, we've talked about it, but we haven't put anything in stone.
Maybe that's okay.
Yeah, so it seems like they're very successful. They come from far and wide wanting tickets, so, yeah.
You going to have any more concerts this summer like you had last year? That was one of my favorite things last summer.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I don't have it on this schedule, never say never. Of course, at Arts and Crafts and Labor Day, we have some live music. And this year, Labor Day, we're changing that up just a little bit, and we're going to have a dueling pianos type situation with a group out of Colorado called Colorado Keys. And so we're going to do just one and longer. They're going to perform for about 3 hours out there and take a break. So instead of having 2 or
breaks,
okay.
So your hours again?
Monday through Friday, 9 to noon, 1 to 4. Saturday, 9 to noon, 1 to 5. Sunday, 1 to 5.
Okay. And I think Christmas and what? Christmas, you're closed.
We're closed.
New Year's and Christmas.
And
Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. I got out of order there.
I know that's a ways away. But
yeah. We're only closed 3 days out of the year, so.
Okay. All right.
Chances are you're going to hit us when we're open.
Okay. That's great. And, how many visitors do you have a year there?
It just varies.
Sure.
And since we've renovated, it's been up a little bit. I can tell you, because I've just been doing some stats and stuff, we average about 7.3 a day right now. So, just depends.
It's a great thing. Okay.
We're hoping to have a dramatic increase this year with the Sean Kenny exhibition.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
Anything else?
Well,
I'll let you go back out the cold, I guess.
No, there's always something going on. Take a look at our website. We have our schedule. We have some great watercolor painting class coming up, and there's always something happening at the Hanson.
I get about 1 letter a week from you on things you're doing,
February was super packed. March is a little less full of activities, but we have a lot coming up this summer. We have several things for kids, so you'll be getting a lot more in your mailbox.
Okay, all right, very good. Thank you, Shari.
Okay,
Shari,
thank you, Tad.
With us, we're going to talk about something else. Cindy Walker's going to join us after we take this break.
At Phillips County Health Systems, patient-centered excellence is more than a goal. It's a mission, and that's why we continue to be one of the top critical access hospitals in the country. We care for members of our community through all stages of life, providing quality health care, innovative rehabilitation therapies, and convenient access to specialists. It's the kind of care our patients should expect, the kind of care you deserve, the kind of care provided at Phillips County Health Systems.
Prairie Horizon Agri-Energy is now Amber Wave. We are transforming our existing facility in Phillipsburg to turn 20 million bushels of wheat into domestically produced wheat protein for use in the food and feed-related industries. This investment in the community will come together in the summer of 2023 and is expected to add 50 new jobs to the local community. Learn more at amberwaveusa.com. Amber Wave, vital, reliable, sustainable.
The American dream has changed over the years, but Farmers National Bank has not. This is Jean Ann Wagner. Farmers National Bank has been backing the American dream for over 100 years. Tell us what you'd like to accomplish, and we'll work with you to achieve it. As we celebrate 100 years, it's never been about us. It's always been about our customers and their successes. That's the American dream. We're Farmers National Bank in Phillipsburg, Agra, Logan, Kensington, Stockton, and Atwood, member FDIC.
Olive Bovey Furniture and Appliance in Phillipsburg wishes you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Shop hometown, locally owned Olive Bovey for the holidays. Find savings on Lazy Boy recliners, sofas and love seats, Whirlpool, Maytag, Amana, and KitchenAid appliances, and Forever Bedding, Justice, and Rasonic Bedding, and bedroom furniture. Olive Bovey also offers one of the region's largest selection of floor covering. They thank you for making 2021 a great year. Olive Bovey Furniture and Appliance, West Highway 36 in Phillipsburg.
Protection is important, especially when you're talking about your dreams, which is why we're going to keep you covered with plans that can save you up to 23% when you bundle your home and auto. That's protection.
And on the Tadpoll this morning, we're talking with Cindy Walker. We were going to have Cindy on last week, but we weren't here, and no one was here, so we didn't have our show because there's no school. But we thought we'll get Cindy on now because something very important: hypertension awareness. What are you going to share with us this morning, Cindy?
All right. Well, thanks for having me on, Tad.
Yeah,
it's great to be here. February is American Heart Month, and so a program that I'm out promoting that's going to start next month is the Hypertension Awareness and Prevention Program. So this is a new program that I'm piloting. It's a statewide program we're doing for K-State Research and Extension, and it's a really unique program because it is a non-clinical atmosphere to support people who have hypertension. Hypertension or high blood pressure is known as a silent killer because it contributes to things like heart disease and strokes, but a lot of people don't know that they have it. It's not just a problem for senior citizens, it's a problem for adults of all ages, even some kids, and people don't always know that they have it, and it can be putting them at risk for those other things. And so this is a program that allows people who've been diagnosed who monitor their own blood pressure at home. Sometimes when you go into the doctor's office and you're taking your blood pressure, it can be a little bit higher because you've just come in from your vehicle. You're a little nervous. You might be a little bit nervous. Some people have white coat syndrome where, they just going to the doctor's office raises their blood pressure. So it's an opportunity to monitor in the comfort of your own home under regular conditions and get some information to give to your providers to kind of take charge of your own health and learn to manage that. Studies show that monitoring your own blood pressure is a great way to help get it under control. And so this is a program that allows you to come and get education. We'll have 4 educational presentations once a month from March through June. Our first kickoff is going to be March 6th. March 6th at 5:30 at the annex there where our extension office is.
What day of the week?
That's a Monday. That's a Monday. So it's the first Monday in March 6th. And then we'll have an educational presentation. So that will be our kickoff. It'll be a great opportunity. If you thought you might be interested in the program, you wanted to know what it was all about, you're welcome. You could come to the kickoff and see and then decide whether or not you wanted to join. But we'll have presentations about ways to manage and control your blood pressure, things like getting exercise, stress stress reduction, nutrition, reducing your sodium intake, and other things that can support your heart health. So we'll have presentations about that. I'll also be doing a cooking demonstration of a heart-healthy recipe every month at our meeting. Wow. And those are actually open to anyone. So even if you don't qualify for the study, you haven't been diagnosed with high blood pressure, you could come and get the information and try out a new heart-healthy recipe and taste it. So that's something I'm looking forward to.
Okay, so how do you qualify? I mean, you have a doctor, does it have to be from a doctor to prove that they have that, or how does someone become eligible?
Okay, so to be eligible for our program, you have to be 18 or over. You have to have been diagnosed with hypertension, high blood pressure, or be on a medication to control that. So an antihypertensive is the class of drugs that's called, but basically medicine to control your blood pressure. And then it is not for people who have been diagnosed with atrial fibrillation or other arrhythmias, or for people who have or are at risk for lymphedema. Lymphedema is something that people might have if they've been through cancer treatments, chemotherapy, radiation, that can cause swelling. And so the blood pressure cuff can make that worse. And so it's not a good fit for them. But our participants will be given a blood pressure cuff that's a certified cuff that they can monitor their blood pressure at home. Wow. And a log. So they'll be encouraged to check it at least twice at home a month, and then they'll come in twice a month to our extension office just to meet with me, take their blood pressure, see how things are going, how the program's been going with them, keep them accountable, or help them see how they're going towards their goals, making sure their monitor's working appropriately, they're checking their blood pressure correctly. So just a quick little visit at the extension office. It's not a medical clinic setting. A lot of people are going there anyway.
A white coat or anything, right?
Right, yeah. So they're just going to come into my office just like if they were coming to get some Medicare counseling or talk to Cody about their weeds in their garden or something. So it's a low pressure setting that they can come and follow up.
I had high blood pressure one time, and they controlled it. And I have a home pressure I take every once in a while just to see what things are. Yeah. It's funny you mentioned. Sometimes you go to a doctor's office, and maybe your blood pressure a little higher, and they'll wait half an hour, or they'll do it again, and it goes down. So there's that thing, about. I think that's called a stress thing. Well, I had to go to the doctor again, So anyway, well, that's great. So someone. What do they do if someone's out there and says, how do I do this? Now, what do they do?
Okay, so they could call into our office. They could visit our Phillips Ricks Extension District website or our Facebook page and find the link, or call in, and they could register for the program. Mm-hmm. So our phone number is 785-543-6845. And so we can point you to any of those other places, answer questions that they might have. Or like I said, they could show up on the 6th and check out the first session and see if they like it and if they're interested. Now there is a limit to how many people can participate.
That was my next question.
I can only have 15 participants with the pilot. Mm-hmm. That's how many supplies they've purchased with the grants and the other funding that they have. And so that is a limitation. So people should, if they're interested, they should get signed up before we close up.
Sure, right. Yeah,
So
you get to give you right away. So they're going to be there. And what time is it again?
5:30.
5:30. And there'll be 4 months to have it. What will be the first
4 months? The first Monday of the month for 4 months. Oh, wow. Yep. We'll meet and have those nutrition education sessions, and then for the office hours, those 2 visits a month, they can pretty much set up a time that works for them.
That's great. It gives people out there can come and take part in this and know just how they are, how they're doing. Right. I think a lot of people, if they feel fairly good, they don't worry about it, and you should worry. You should keep track, I think, of what your health what your signs are, you know.
It's really important to be aware of your health. You know, just avoiding the problem or denying it isn't especially helpful.
Yeah, and I think people do that a lot too. I think, you know. Anything else, Cindy?
Well, and sometimes with heart disease too, people think, well, you know, preventing a problem much later, it's not something that's a high priority. It's easy to put off, you know, taking care of yourself. But something that's important to know is that a lot of patients who bring their blood pressure under control, they feel better now.
Right.
They have more energy. They have less pain. They're better able to handle their regular business, and they feel better. And so that's something that's important to note when we talk about prevention. It isn't just preventing a problem for a long time from now. It's prevention for now.
Okay. So what else are you involved in?
What else am I involved in? Boy, I have a lot of stuff going on right now, Tad. I'm glad you asked. I have just completed my all of my training to be a certified senior health insurance counselor of Kansas, that program where I can help advise people on their Medicare, so they can come into the office and I can help them out with that if they're you know, newly eligible, or the changes or open enrollment or different things that happen.
I understand you a lot. You know, I'm on all that stuff, and you know, before you, Anna Schremer, always she takes good care of me too. I did.
Yes.
But there's so many things in that Medicare, and then every year should I change, and I do. She saved me $5,000 this year on my Plan D. Because of stuff. So
it's very, very complicated, and there are so many options available, a lot of advertising, and so it's really helpful to sit down and go through some of the things and compare the plans and see that. And like you said, there's changes every single year, and so that's why I think it's really important. She's done great work there and trying to help continue that, because she still does a little bit of that, but there's a lot more people than she can help, and she likes to be, you know, she retired, and she would like to, you know, enjoy that retirement part a little bit too.
All right, well.
So
yeah, well, congratulations on that. All right.
Thank you. But that is just such an important program. I've seen what a difference she's made with that, and I want to make sure we have access to that in our community. And then also in March, we're going to participate in the Walk Kansas program. And so Walk Kansas is a program that individuals or teams can sign up. It's a statewide program, and there's different virtual trails that they can choose from across the state. Wow. The minimum one is 150 minutes of physical activity a week, which is the minimum recommendation. So people log their activity minutes, and then they advance along the trail to kind of reach their goals. They also log their water and fruit and vegetable intake, just kind of a little accountability and encouragement to make it a little bit more fun to keep up on those things that are so important for your health. So I feel like that's a good opportunity to focus on the wellness and provide something for the hypertension awareness people to support their goals as well as the community. We have some businesses that are interested in having teams, and so people will be able to sign up for that starting at the beginning of March.
We'll have you back on.
We'll talk more about that later. But so those are just some of the things that I have going on, Tad.
Okay. All right. Well, K-State had a big win the other night over Baylor. Did you watch it? Are you big?
I wasn't able to watch it. I've been pretty busy this week, but I did see that they won.
Yeah,
they
won.
That's a good deal.
Anyway, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I hope now one more time. Now, when is it? The first Monday of March
6th
at 5:30
at the Annex, Phillips County Annex. There, 784 6th Street.
And now, can they just show up, or do they have to register ahead of time?
If they want to, if they know that they want to participate in the program, I highly recommend registering ahead of time to save your spot, so I don't run out. If they're just kind of wanting to check it out, or they're interested in learning more about heart health, but they haven't been diagnosed with hypertension, maybe they have AFib or lymphedema, they don't qualify, anybody's welcome to just come. for the education portion. But if you want to participate in the program,
Sure, you
get
have
that
to be
free certified blood pressure cuff, I recommend registering.
All right, fine. Thank you, Cindy.
Thank you so much,
Glad
Ted.
we got you on this morning.
Yes,
And
thank
stay
you.
warm.
Glad the weather
All right,
cooperated.
we're going to talk about grab-and-go soup with Denise in just a moment after you take this break.
In our area, ranching and farming are more than just jobs. They represent family traditions and a way of life. They are an essential part of our community. At First National Bank and Trust, community is what matters most. From agriculture to education, we support those who make our community one to be proud of and a place to call home. First National Bank and Trust, where community matters most.
We're here for you.
Farmers and Ranchers Outlet is a locally owned and operated business in Phillipsburg, Kansas. As farmers and ranchers ourselves, we continually put our products to the test. We provide a variety of products including roping supplies, horse tack, mineral blocks and feed, healthcare items for your animals, and of course, we have all the apparel you need to get the job done and look good while you're doing it. Stop by our store on Highway 183 or shop with us online at farmersranchersoutlet.com.
The experienced and professional team at Coombs Trucking takes pride in providing the most efficient and reliable service to our customers. From hauling to towing, our fleet of quality trucks and drivers continue to deliver safely and on time. Our team is also proud to support your team. We're here for our Little Leaguers, area high school teams, and more. Coombs Trucking enjoys giving back to the community that has been so important to us for over 50 years.
We all make bad choices.
One of my favorite things every year during Lent is soup. And of course, the Great Community Church of God has a great soup, grab-and-go soup thing. And we had Denise Rogers with us this morning. And so who does this? And let's talk about how it works.
Okay. The ladies of the Community Church of God have done this for several years. And we make the soup. This morning, it's on and getting hot for everyone. And then during COVID, we tried the grab and go through the window.
Right.
And it's worked so well, and people seem to really like it that way that they can just grab their bag and go. So that's what we've continued to do. And we put a cup of soup in there, and there's a cookie or a brownie, and we'll give them a bottle of water. And some crackers for their soup, and then we just pass it out to them, and there's usually someone outside waiting.
Free will offering, right?
Free will offering.
And you come in around the north and drive around down the alley there.
Yep, we go through the alley and from the north to the south.
And you're right there across from the baseball diamond.
Yes, we are.
Okay,
Yeah.
I always okay, so what kind of soup today?
Every week we have the chicken and noodle soup, and then today we have chili along with that. So we'll have 2 choices every week, and it lasts for 6 weeks, and just on Thursdays. And we'll have chicken and noodle every week, and then a different kind every week.
I mentioned it on Thursday morning. You call me or someone calls and say, hey, Tad, we're having this soup today.
Right.
With chicken noodle soup. So how many ladies are involved in making
Well, there's about, I would say, 12 ladies or so that help. They either make cookies or some of them work so they can't help serve, but they do other things to help us get ready for it.
And it's a fundraiser.
It is a fundraiser. We use that for our main fundraiser every year. And then we do service projects with the money that we've raised. We've helped a couple of families this past year with financial needs that due to medical situations that they needed some help. So we were able to do that.
That's great.
And we took some food, meat and cheese trays to some of the medical workers, and also to honor some of the school teachers. We took it to the schools, and so we enjoy doing that.
Well, it's part of the community and everything. And so how many do you figure you serve every week?
Last year it averaged about 60.
60 people drove through and averaged and got their soup.
And sometimes someone would come from the office and get enough for everyone in their office
Sure,
and take
right,
it back
yeah.
with them.
I just sometimes what I do is I'll get two, and then I'll have maybe for lunch, and then for supper I'll have another one. You know.
Yeah.
And it's free will. I think that's. I've talked to a lot of people. They say you charge like $5. Actually, free will usually is more than if you charge free. That's what
correct.
they say.
Yes.
People say it's a good program.
Yeah,
to do.
it is. Yes.
All right. Anything else, Denise?
I think that covers it.
Okay, so today it's chili and chicken noodle soup. You know what it is next week yet?
I don't know what the extra soup.
I'll find out.
We'll let you know.
And I'll mention that. Okay, well that's today. What time? What are the hours?
11:30 to 1.
Okay, well I have a meeting to go to at 11, so I won't get out till 3 or 4, so I'm gonna miss today.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll plan on seeing you next week.
You'll be there because I go through there. It's amazing. You get home and you have the water and the cookie. I always like the cookie.
Yeah.
Okay, Denise, thanks for coming on.
Yes.
Okay, I might mention a couple of things. Balakazi, she's a girls wrestling state, and she is guaranteed a medal. She is in the consolation bracket now, and she can get a third. She can come out if she goes all the way through the consolation, she would get a third. But she is guaranteed of a medal. Now, boys they're leaving, I think, tonight. Or they heading out tonight, and then they'll be there tomorrow in Hayes tomorrow and Saturday. That was always one of my favorite things, state track. You make that big trip up to the west side of the Gross Memorial Coliseum there and spend all those days. Always a good time. But going from Phillipsburg, Caden Sisson in the 120, Hunter Sisson in the 126, Blake Burrish in the 132, Cole Keaton in the 144, Carson Meidel 150, and Seth Keaton in the 157. And it's amazing. It's funny because we have two Sissons and two Keatons there, and we had the Bareshes. It's a family thing. Wrestling is a family thing, I think. They start out and they just really get into wrestling. Okay, that's the wrestling. And you're invited to go down tomorrow and Saturday to the Gross Memorial Coliseum. It's a great place to view and find your place. Okay, in basketball now, the sub-states. The pairings were made yesterday, the sub-states now, the 3A at Russell, coming up next Monday. Now the first round is always played at the higher seed. So the first round will be at the higher seed. So Monday, Russell will be at Phillipsburg to play the girls at 7 o'clock here. So that game will be here at 7 o'clock Monday night. Russell coming in to play Phillipsburg. Phillipsburg, of course, the #1 seed. And then the game will be at 7 at the Chuck Newton Gym. Then the winner of that will go up against the winner of Norton Ellsworth on Thursday at Russell. And you don't do a time yet because the teams that travel the farthest always play the early game. Is that right? I think that's the way it goes. If the teams, they add the mileage up, and the one with the more mileage, they play the early game, so they'd have to drive late at night. Okay, so. And then Tuesday, tomorrow, Phillipsburg boys go to Southeast Saline. That's Gypsum, Southeast Saline. That game will be at 6 because of the distance. They would go an hour earlier, so that's at 6 next Tuesday night, the boys basketball, and then the winner of that will play the winner of Russell Ellsworth Friday, and that will be a week from tomorrow. That will be at Russell. Okay. Now we'll look at we have 3 1A Division II schools in Phillips County. Looking at the Tesket tonight, it's a girls' game. Logan Palco will be at Tesket. That's at 6 o'clock tonight. And the winner of that will play the winner of Beloit St. John's Tipton to Tesket next Thursday. Okay, now this is, we're talking here about Logan and Palco. This is tonight also. This is girls play. Natoma will be at Northern Valley. That's at 7 tonight. And the winner of that game will play the winner of the Thunder Ridge Stockton game tonight. And that'll be at Tesket next Thursday. And then tonight, the Stockton at Thunder Ridge, that's the other half of that, 7 o'clock. Winner will play the winner of the Natoma Northern Valley. So they're playing there. So it could end up a couple of Phillips County schools playing in the semis next week. That's the girls. And then on the boys' side of it, tomorrow night at Tesket, this is 1A Division II. Tomorrow night, Northern Valley has a bye. So Northern Valley will not be playing the first one. And then they will play the winner of the Logan and Palco Teskett game next Friday. All right, and that game, that's tonight. Teskett will be at Logan and Palco at Palco tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. And the winner of that will play Northern Valley, like we said, next Friday at Teskett. Then Natoma will be at Thunder Ridge tomorrow night. That's tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. A lot to talk about here. The winner of the Natoma Thunder Ridge will play the winner of the Stockton St. John's Beloit Tipton at Teskett next Friday afternoon or night. I think they play 3 and 4:30. I don't know how that works, but it was so. That's what's happening. All the pairings yesterday, and they go out and support the schools. A lot of things going on. They call school off tomorrow because of the state wrestling. Kim, or is it?
Well, it's not exactly. They call school off tomorrow because of parent-teacher conferences.
Okay,
Day off for
parent-teachers conferences. Okay, so, all right. Well, Denise, all right. I won't see you today, but I'll see you next Thursday.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Tad.
We'll be back here, and today again they have chicken noodle soup and chili. I'm anxious to see because they always have some kind of a little different thing, which always makes it interesting. I might get one chicken noodle, one of the others, whatever.
Right.
Okay, we'll see you next Thursday morning, 9 o'clock on the Tadpoll. Stay warm, for goodness sakes.